And turning to the economy, housing has been taking off. A new report finds home prices rose at their fastest rate in more than 7 years in September. But there are also signs the market may be cooling. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
So what does this report tell us?
Well, home prices are up 13.3% from a year ago. That's a big, big jump. But when we look into the internals of the report, we know a few things. Number one, house prices back to about 2004 levels. So that's good because we're kind of back in the 2000s for a while. But prices are still 20% below the peak. So we still have a long way to go nationally, get those prices back up.
That said, why up so fast?
Well, in the last year, something really interesting happened. Number one, there was not that much inventory. There weren't that many homes for sale. So when you don't have a lot of inventory and people are buying, pushes prices up. The second factor, institutional investors, a lot of people pulled money together and said, let me gobble up all of those houses. That's a good deal. So those two factors have pushed prices higher way faster than most experts had expected.
So do you expect they're going to continue to rise?
Absolutely not. Okay, and here's why. They're going to rise, but at a slower pace. That's good news, because when you have these huge price increases, it pushes out first-time home buyers. We want the pace to be maybe 7, 8, 9%. That would be great. Double-digit price increases is not a healthy market. It's too speculative.
I mean, look at these areas here. Nevada up 25%, California 22%. So those were some of the areas that were hardest hit.
And
right?
That's exactly right. Because if you look at some of these areas, we say, wow, these are huge increases. That's great. Sure, it's great from the bottom, but they are still well below their peak prices. Peak prices, by the way, were a little bit phony. They were a little frothy, right? But still a long way to go. Even if you look at some of these cities, San Francisco's up by 53% from the bottom. That's because of a huge tech influx of money, right? Yeah. Detroit, though, not so much. It's up because a lot of speculators went in to buy properties.
Rates were historically low. Then they went up a bit and now back down just a bit. Where do they go next?
Well, we're at about 4.25% for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. That's very affordable. I think, generally speaking, as the economy improves, you'll start to see mortgage rates creep up. They shouldn't spike up. These are still very low rates, historically speaking, so don't freak out if you didn't get 3.25%.
Bottom line, it's still a good time to buy a house.
Great time to buy a house, and in some markets, a very good time to sell a house. Just be very careful and price yourself accordingly. Run your numbers. Do not buy unless you understand the impact on your own financial situation.
Jill, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jill.